Hello again. This is the third and final project for this one, or video for this project, and it's the concept one. So for this one, I have my 3 books chosen, and this one, the first one, is Brown Bear, Brown Bear, What Do You See? And I mean, it's a book that we've all read before, or if not read, we've heard about before. It's by Bill Martin Jr. and the pictures are by Eric Carle. I'm sorry. So it goes on to say, like, the brown bear, what do you see? And it says, I see a red bird looking at me. So in this book, it goes on to say, like, ask the red bird what they see: a yellow duck looking at me, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat. So they're able to visibly see that the colors are changing. So in the beginning, you see the brown, and you see red, yellow, blue, green, purple, so on and so forth. So in this, the purpose is for them to understand the colors that are going to be shown. So it's like you look at this and you know, like most kids know that that's brown. But up here it says brown bear, like giving them that, I don't want to say sense of security, but the ability to know that that is brown. And then it also gives them the ability to know what is coming up next. So the purpose of this is to be able to identify and understand that the colors are, like, what they are. A connection to the development, this is, I would say it's cognitive because they're able to make those connections between the colors and what the bear is, even though we don't have purple cats and stuff like that. And then the literary element, I really believe, to me, that it's imagery, because it might not be like what we're used to as college students or as adults. But you can see that it's showing them, like, it doesn't just say, oh, I see a fish looking at me, no, it's a goldfish, or I see a cat looking at me, no, it's a cat, it's a purple cat, green frog, like, it doesn't just say frog. So the next one is Perfect Square, and it's by Michael Hall. I actually really like this. Because it's like, even just right here, it's like a perfect square, but it can be, it can be transformed into like anything you want. Like, you can make it into different, like, triangles and everything like that, and it can be a whale, a boat, or anything really like that. So it has perfect square, 4 matching sides, everything, all of them are equal. But on Monday, the square was cut into pieces and holes were poked in it. So it wasn't perfect anymore. But then he was able to change himself from being that square from the beginning. If I can go to the page. He was able to change himself from being a square in the beginning to being a fountain, just by being cut into pieces and holes being poked in. Another square was tore up, and it got changed into a garden of flowers. So, I really like this book due to the fact that it's saying, like, well, it's giving you the days of the week, first of all, so a child is able to understand what the days of the week are and how those go in order. But it's also giving the child an ability to see that even though a square is a square, it can be made into other things. for this, it's definitely, it's definitely a cognitive ability, because they are starting to get to the point where they can see, oh, it's not just a square. Like, oh yeah, it's a square, but it's also a fountain or a garden or a park, or a bridge, made it into a river, a mountain. Like, it's super cool to see that it doesn't just have to be a square, like, that the kids are used to, or even that some adults are used to, that they don't like to go away from what they know, where this book very much is like, hey, like, yeah, it's a square, but what else can it be? Like, so for this, I definitely think it was, maybe imagery, just because of the fact, not necessarily the words they use or the colorful words they use, but being able to make it go from being the square to being something else. And it's also a little bit of like, what your point of view is about a square, like, because sometimes you can have a square, but it's not just, like, some people don't view it as just a square, they view it as this book views it. So that was that one, Perfect Square. And then the last one was Noisy Digger. I really enjoy this one because it teaches two different concepts, not just noises, like it's doing there, but it also teaches colors. So, like, it says the yellow digger, the orange crane, and it also, like, it does the noises like that. So it's like, maybe. So if, like, the green steamroller, I'll show you what I do. And I don't know if it'll work anymore, but. And then it gives you little activities to do as, like, what the steamrollers do. Now it's gonna work. But it says, so the orange crane can lift heavy things, and that shows what you can do. So it's also, okay, this one very much is mini developmental areas. Sorry. It's cognitive because they're able to make that connection between the orange crane and being able to lift heavy things and the noises it makes, and the steamroller and it being able to roll like the thing said, dump trucks, and so it also has the fine motor skills where you have to grab the page and flip it, and it also has gross motor skills because it gives you those ideas of what you can do as, like, a person reading it, or even having, like, your class do. For me, I really think that this is personification. I mean, the the trucks and the diggers and stuff have faces. Like, you're giving, which doesn't happen anyways, like, you're giving a truck who doesn't have any, like, live characteristics, those personal characteristics of a person being able to talk and having eyes and stuff. And for the lesson ideas for those, for the Noisy Digger, you can do one where you make a connection with the sounds and the digging. So you can have them do the activities that the book says, or you can also have them make the sounds along with the thing. Brown bear, what do you see? You can do it's kind of like a telephone type thing, or I Spy, like, it's a mix of those two, and it's you can have one student start, and you call out by like shirt color and hair type. So you can say, I see a gray shirt with brown hair. Or like I have a little girl in one of the kindergarten classes that I work in, and she has pink hair. So you can do something like that, like where it's like very much you know who they're calling out, which is one that you could do with the brown bear. And the perfect square, I would definitely do the lesson idea where you literally take perfect squares and you do different things with them. You like cut them where it's zigzagged, or you cut them in where you tear it in half and you have it all crinkled up and look like a mountain. So you can have them, or even have them do it themselves, do different things like tear up that perfect square and have them create something out of it. I very much like that idea. Thank you.